So everything just changed for autonomy, which means we're getting closer to the Robotaxi service. Now, Tesla was trading around $222 just on Wednesday. However, Friday morning, it was trading around $285. And of course, this has something to do with it. Also, there's a little bonus at the end of this video I wanted to share with you. So welcome to my channel where I give you the latest Tesla news. But first we have to talk about the stock movement that we've seen in such a short period of time. Like last week, there is big money entering the stage. So here's a look at what big money is thinking. Benzinga Newswire reported, investors with a lot of money to spend have taken a bullish stance on Tesla, and retail investors should know. We noticed on Friday, when the trades showed up on public available options history that we track here at Benzinga, it says whether these are institutions or wealthy individuals, we don't know. Just a hint, probably institution, I would guess. It's just my opinion. Benzinga continues, but when something this big happens with Tesla, it often means someone knows something is about to happen. So how do we know what these investors just did? Well, Benzinga's option scanner spotted 867 uncommon option trades for Tesla. This is not normal. The overall sentiment of this big money trades is split between 47% bullish and 38% bearish. Out of all special options, we uncovered 202 are puts for the total amount of $11,771,300 and 665 are calls for the amount of $67,626,950. Analyzing the volume and open interest of these contracts, it seems that the big players have been eyeing a price window from $60 to $700 for Tesla during the past quarter. AI route. Tesla stock soars. Robotaxi just got one step closer. Now here we go.
America is in the middle of an innovation race with China, and the stakes couldn't be higher. That's why we're unveiling a new automated vehicle framework as part of our DOT's innovation agenda. Now, this framework, it has three key components. Number one, prioritize safety. Number two, unleash innovation. And number three, enable commercial deployment. So we're announcing two initial steps in this framework today. First, when it comes to safety, we've heard from industry partners the crash reporting requirements for automated vehicles, it's way too expensive, way too costly. But these reports help DOT monitor road safety. So to balance these concerns, we've streamlined the process in AV crash reporting to sharpen the data while removing the redundancies. We'll have much more to share on this in the coming months. The long-term goal here is to move us closer to a single national standard. We don't want 50 states with 50 standards. We want one national standard for AVs. Second, we're cutting the unnecessary red tape. Right now, vehicles made outside the country qualify for a quick exemption process. Meanwhile, AVs made right here in America have to deal with a stringent permitting process. This makes zero sense. Under this administration, we put America first. We've now fixed this by expanding the AV exemption program so domestic vehicles, they're included. This will encourage innovation right here at home. America has always been the home of innovators, from the Wright brothers to the first astronauts on the moon. Our nation has always been at the cutting edge of transportation technology. Innovation is one of my top priorities, and I can't wait to share more about how the DOT is bringing about the golden age of transportation.
Tesla stock was rising Friday after the federal government moved a step closer to putting more self-driving cars on U.S. roads. Transportation Secretary Sean Dovey announced a new framework for self-driving cars Thursday afternoon, prioritizing safety, unleashing innovation, and enabling commercial deployment. Now, this administration understands that we are in a race with China, in, out, innovate, and the stakes couldn't be higher, said Dovey in a news release. As part of DOT's innovation agenda. Our framework will slash red tape and move us closer to a single national standard that spurs innovation and prioritizes safety. It's good news for Tesla, which has been betting big on self-driving technology. Elon once said, if somebody doesn't believe Tesla will solve autonomy, I think they should not be an investor in a company. Tesla plans to launch a self-driving cab service in Austin, Texas in June. It plans to start producing its hypercab Robotaxi in 2026. And that's volume production, by the way. Duffy also streamlined a program Musk has criticized. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, is keeping its standing general order on crash reporting for cars equipped with advanced driver assistant features, but is no longer requiring monthly reports. The self-driving framework is a bigger deal, although it only makes it easier to introduce self-driving cars. The real task is teaching cars to drive themselves. Well, and I believe Kathy is right, and her predictions will come true. And I just had to add this one. Kramer said that he's putting his chips on Elon Musk. And it seems everybody's changing their minds all of a sudden.
So I'm putting my chips on Musk.
You are on Musk.
Yeah, because I don't think regular scales the way that people think.
Their trips are up 5x.
Tesla rolls out free FSD transfer on all US models, including the Cybertruck, amid poor sales. Benzinga Newswire. Tesla has announced a range of promotions for customers in the US on all its models in a bid to increase declining sales figures. So what happened? The EV giant promotions include FSD transfers for all Model 3, Model Y, Model S, and Model X, and the Cybertruck orders free of charge. However, FSD supervised cannot be transferred from a Foundation Series Cybertruck, Model Y launch series, or a vehicle under an active lease. Used vehicles, business and commercial orders are also not eligible, said Tesla on their website. Here are all the promotion Tesla announced in the US. Free FSD transfer for new Model 3, Model Y, Model S, Model X, and Cybertruck orders in North America, excluding Foundation Series and Launch Series, and 0% APR financing for the new Model 3 orders. Applies to new orders. But there's also a $2,000 discount on the purchase price of the new Model Y available to owners of the original Model Y. Why does this matter? Now, the discounts come at a time when Tesla is experiencing a decline in sales in the US. A recent report released by the California New Car Dealers Association, CNCDA, showcased a 15% decline in new registrations for Tesla vehicles in the state. You can watch the video I talked about why there was a decrease in sales, and there was a real reason for it. So I'm going to leave the link above if you want to watch that. Now, the company has also experienced a 71% plunge in year-over-year profits in Q1 2025 and a 28% decline in European sales, even as the EV market share grew in the region. Like I said, an easy explanation in the video that I just posted above a minute ago. Now, Tesla recently released a cheaper Cybertruck with new features and a more accessible price point. Interestingly, Elon Musk's company also pivoted its marketing strategy for the Cybertruck in a bid to enhance its appeal among traditional pickup truck buyers. Tesla announced at the Tuesday evening earnings call that more affordable models are on the way, and they will be based on the current Tesla lineup. So more from Barron's.com. AI route. Tesla stock has been resilient despite its relatively disappointing first quarter results. One thing that helped boost shares was management's promise to launch a lower priced model, referred to the Model 2 or the Model Q in the first half of 2025. Yes, we're planning to release new models this year. As with all launches, we're working through the last-minute issues that pop up, says Lars Moravi, VP of Vehicle Engineering. He also added that factory utilization is a primary goal of new product. Flexibility of what we can do within the form factor and the design of it is really limited, so what we can do in our existing lines rather than build new ones. Using existing lines rather than building new ones could prove problematic. New models for the car company typically require new design, new parts, and new tooling. Therefore, they require significant investment. Offering a slight different version of the Model 3 or Model Y might not be enough to boost sales. One reason investors want a new model is to expand Tesla's addressable market. The Model 3 and Model S don't cover all segments of the auto market, especially lower-end portions of around the globe. Obviously, they're leaving out that Tesla is also producing the Optimus robot and about Tesla's energy. Anyway, here's your bonus. He recorded this before earnings. I love Keith Fitzgerald. He's a really cool guy.
Brings up an important point. Always remember that price drives the narrative, not the other way around. So do not get sucked into the headlines like everybody else. They're temporary. And do remember that profits, on the other hand, are a permanent feature, which it comes to your money, which is why you want to focus on companies producing them, doggone it. So here's my playbook today. Number one, let's talk Tesla. Tesla reports later today, and many squeamish investors are driving themselves nuts trying to guess what Uncle Elon's got up his sleeve. To me, this doesn't have to be difficult, even though many people want to make it that way. In fact, it's a simple 3-part decision tree ahead of earnings. So you can watch that elsewhere on my channel if you want. I recorded that early this morning as I went to the gym, back from the gym anyway. But what I want you to remember as we head into Teslas, no matter what happens, no matter what gets said, no matter how Wall Street tries to trash this stock, simplicity beats sophistication, especially when it comes to stocks like Tesla. Most investors, and traders get smoked because they overthink things. So don't do that. It's just that simple.
And if you want to know a little bit more about the Model Q, the lower cost EV that's coming out this year, you could watch this video next. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Claudia. I will see you in this video. Goodbye.